YouTube, I am your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, back in here with yet one more video. All right, guys, look, you see the title, you see the thumbnail. Let's just get in there. This content creator is called The Cruise Season. This was sent to me on my Instagram. I was not familiar with this YouTube channel before then, but it seems like they do a lot of group-focused content where they pose up a question and then the two people that are interacting will have a conversation about it. Does that sound familiar? It should. So I'm really excited to get into the content of this video. I'm gonna leave the entire link to this video down in the description box. It's actually a really long video. I wanna say like 40 minutes or so, and there's a ton of content on the channel. Feel free to go there and check them out. I saw a couple of their videos and I like where they're going. You know what I mean? So they give my recommendation. There's a particular dynamic that we got to talk about today specific to income and dating. Trust me, you're going to want to watch this one. Without further ado, let's get right in it.
If you have a lot of money and you go broke, and I've been there through the struggle, and I personally feel that you have a legitimate reason to be broke, and I have a validation to believe that you will seek wealth again, then I'll hold you down. If you're broke when I meet you, you don't stand a chance. Because...
What's broke to you? What is defined broke?
You make less than double what I make.
Less than double?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a shit ton.
Okay.
But you should be making double what I make. That being said, it's because I've held broke men down. I've been played by broke men.
Okay.
And personally, it doesn't pay off. So I won't do it again. And it is what it is. It's not hard to find someone who makes twice what I make. I personally attract people who make like a whole spectrum. That being said, if you are broke and I choose to deal with you, I will belittle you. It is what it is. And I reserve the right to do that. And also, if you want to cheat at your own risk, I'm apt to ghost you. And it is what it is because men who make more money than me, they treat me with that same power dynamic, right? Like, I know that...
So that's fair? You think that that's okay?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
But it's a way of life.
All right, listen, first I want to start off and I just want to say that Kelsey, the young lady right here, you know, her opinions represent her opinions, not necessarily all women's opinions. So let's not be the all police. So everything that I'm about to say right now is dedicated to what she is saying, okay? Let's give that preference. Number two, I have people come on my channel and all the time and call me a broke dusty, but there doesn't seem to be an operational definition with what exactly that means, okay? So with that being said, Kelsey defined what is broke. And for her, it's if a dude is making less than half, as she was saying, okay? So that means if she's making $80,000 a year and you're making $39,000 a year, you are broke, okay? I'm not here to combat her point. That's what she's saying. I'm just reiterating it. I want to say that the median salary is around $35,000 a year. So according to the government, you're making about even of what everyone else makes on average, okay? So let's keep that in mind as well. Now, obviously, she's playing into this hypergamy mindset and she's just being very truthful about what it is. And what's interesting is that she said that it comes from essentially a place of hurt is the reason why that she has now these limitations of what she will consider to date. At least she said that in the beginning, okay? But here goes the cognitive dissonance, right? And how I think that the way that she thinks about this is very damaging because she says, but if I was to date somebody that makes less than me, then I will belittle them. And it makes me think like, wow, like, why would you put yourself in a position that you want to belittle someone else? Like, let's say they bring everything else that they can to the table when they're on a trajectory and they see you as, for some reason, they see you as the apple of their eye and they want to be able to prove that through actions. But you in response have a belittling attitude within that. If you choose to date them, to me, seems like that is by definition toxicity. You know, it's weird when we see personality types like this because, you know, this is exactly why so many dudes, like when they think of like strong, independent woman, this is an archetype that appears within their mind, the type that will use what she's achieved in order to belittle you, the ones that will count in their mind how much money that you're willing to spend on them in an effect to determine your particular value. It's the ones with these outwardly focused ideas of hypergamy, but can do so in a very toxic way, not in a way where she's demonstrating what she can bring to you, with a value that she can bring to the table in a particular situation, but saying, no, these are my limits. If you're beneath my limits, I will choose to belittle you. It's beyond me how people can walk around with this type of personality type and still feel whole within themselves, but more likely than not, they don't. You see what I'm saying? Let's move on.
Women like financial stability.
Yes.
Men don't care about that because a lot of times men are always the breadwinner.
You date down.
80% of the time, men are the breadwinners, or they're at equal level at the same time. Men don't care about that. If a man meets a woman and she's struggling or she's going through something, if she has a good heart and we see the potential in her and she can,
If she has a good heart or if she has a fat ass.
No, if a
If she
woman,
has a fat ass or some fat titties, or if she gives the up quick, you guys love her.
that ain't
Pay her
shit.
bills.
That ain't
You'll buy her some
shit.
Louis.
That ain't shit. What Drake say?
Y'all love bro
What Drake
codes.
said?
Period. Y'all love bro codes.
He's
Love
only
them.
and I
With
get it when
every
I need
ounce in your
it.
fiber,
It don't matter
you
if you
love
make
bro codes.
no. It don't matter if you make
If I was a
500,000.
bro code and I had just to see everywhere, niggas would love me.
What I found interesting in the way that she was trying to combine two ideas together of what dudes like, this is why, like, it's so hard when you hear women trying to identify what is important to a dude, like what matters to men. And they are often looking at it from a very surface level, because at one side of the coin, yeah, dudes are real simple. And on the other side of the coin, her answers let me know that there's a lot of pain behind that. There's a lot of unanswered questions behind that. There's potentially a therapist that needs to get in there and diagnose some things. She was trying to equate together that, oh, y'all like fat this and this, that. But then she brought that towards broke. Y'all love broke hoes. And then she's trying to combine the two. So in her mind, she has this archetype that, like, dudes are only going to go for those that they can look down on, those that are broke and they can bring up, or those that just look a certain type of way. Like, yeah, I'll admit, when you see voluptuous hips or voluptuous, above the hips, those are things that visually can attract us because men are way more visual beings. But I really think that it comes from a place, in conjunction with her last statements, something that she's pulling from the sky, reasons why she has not been chosen.
If you make 500,000 or if you make $5, it don't matter. If a nigga care for you, he gonna care for you. It is what it is. He don't care about all the extra shit. Women,
And that's what's sad. There's less incentive for us to have our shit together.
Women care about this shit. Why? Because a lot of times a woman don't know what she want to do. She needs some type of direction in her life. She needs her bills paid. She needs
That's not
make
why.
sure she has a roof over her head.
No, that's not why.
She looks for all
We
that
don't want to
extra shit.
accumulate your debt. We don't want to.
I didn't say accumulate
take
debt.
on your
I didn't say
problems.
accumulate debt. I never said bring on my
We don't
problems.
need you guys to tell us what to do. We don't.
Yes, you do.
No, we don't.
Because a lot of times a man that has money, he's going to tell you what to do. And you're going to listen. Because why? Because you're not making as much
Never.
money as
No,
him.
never. No, never.
So, okay.
Just real quick, let me rephrase that from my perspective. I think highly feminine women that are looking to be a rib, a helpmate, would love direction from a strong, masculine dude. Just rephrased it. Let's get back in it.
Okay, so if that's the case, why do you let a man cheat when he makes more money than you? You told me that earlier, that when a man makes $1 million, he can cheat.
I told you I would side chick myself to a rich nigga.
Why?
Well, because I don't love a nigga I'm gonna side chick myself to, so there has to be some incentive, right? If I don't love you and your dick is mediocre, why else would I be here?
So you're only here for the money. So you're a gold digger.
If I'm a side bitch, yes.
So you're a gold
duh.
digger. So you're a gold
If you
digger.
have a side bitch, I want you to be as cautious of her as you are of me saying this. Like, I hope you don't ever think that you have a side bitch who's just enamored with you. You don't. You don't.
So you're a
She's
gold
there
digger.
for an alternative resource.
So you would be a gold digger is what you're saying.
I've never been a side bitch, so I can't say that I would.
Okay,
But
so
if the price is right, possibly, yeah.
Yo, my light-skinned people, we've got to do better. We've got to do better, okay? Okay? There's a lot of light skin privilege in this video. All right? I recognize it. Okay? I can talk about it. All right? The cognitive dissonance is strong with this one. On one side of the coin, she complains like there's no incentive for women to be independent. And then on the other side of the coin, she's saying she would side chick herself. She would side chick herself. And wow, you know, it is what it is. You know, she's being very truthful. I can't fault her for being truthful. I'm happy that, you know, there's components of the internet where people feel comfortable enough to talk like this so we can all dissect it in a way that makes the most sense and push ideas forward, enabling us with enough information to do what we must with it. Okay? That's what that is. Here's my last point. At the end of the day, right, wrong, or indifferent, everyone is going to come up to their own conclusions on how to live life. As I talk about on this channel, I think that there's better ways to live life and then there's worse ways to live life. And those things will ebb and flow depending upon your particular disposition, right? But I can see a very long life of unhappiness within her unless she alters some of the ways that she considers the dynamics between men and women. But it is what it is. I'll leave a link to this video down in the description box. Feel free to go up there. And there's a lot more content within this video. There's actually a lot more content of this particular conversation happening later in the video as well. I may double back later and react to the rest of the video. It was interesting, to say the least. Feel free to go and check it out, all right? Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Did I mention I have a Patreon? Feel free to go up there and see what else content is in store for you if you choose to support. Until next time, YouTube.